What tire pressure are you guys running in your Econoline? I have a E350. I believe it's a 3-owner, and in its past life it was a church van. So it's very important to follow the recommendation if you're using it to carry 15 people or if you're towing 10,000 pounds. So the recommendation is 80 back, 60 front. I like to run 70-60. Some people like to go 60-60. So another tip here is I had a death wobble in the front at random speeds, mostly freeway speeds. I would get a random death wobble. So I got it checked out. The tires were actually cupping. So the guy who checked out my suspension told me my suspension's fine. It's just the alignment was off. So the tires were cupping. So he said if I put the cupping tires in the back, put the backs in the front, just rotate them, everything will be okay. He rotated them for me and everything's fine now. The random death wobble's gone. But I gotta check my tire pressures now. So at the end of the month I intend on towing, flat towing my Geo Tracker. So I'm gonna go 75-60, 75 back, 60 front. I normally go 70-60. And like I said, some people like to go 60-60 for the ride, but if you're gonna tow or carry anything heavy, you want to be close to that 80 psi for safety. I like to go 75 because once the tires are warmed up, it's 80 psi when you're at freeway speeds, when you check the tires hot. Driver side rear 73.2. I'll put a little more in. I want to be at about 75, so it's 80 once I get moving, once the tires are heated up. Okay, driver side rear about 73 also, so I want to put in about 2 psi in each tire, get it to 75. A lot of people get these vans and they're used to normal vehicles that take 30 to 35 psi and put 30 to 35 on their E2 or E350s. Now you want to put a lot more, 60-80, 60-60. It's a lot. This is why tire pressure is so important, especially in these extended vans. This section and this section right here, it's right behind the axle. So if you have 4 passengers in this rear bench seat, if this is a 15-passenger van, you'll also have 3 extra passengers right in this area along with the fuel tank. So you have all this weight on the rear tire, and what happens is if you're not running the proper tire pressure, this tire gets extremely hot, then it'll split, which is very unsafe. That's why it's very important to run the proper tire pressure, especially in the extended van if you have 7 passengers just behind this rear axle right here. 72 driver's front, 74 passenger front. So these were in the rear before they got rotated, obviously. So air these down to about 60-65, or I could leave them, get better fuel economy, have a slightly rougher ride, better fuel economy. Maybe I'll leave it because this thing is not very good on fuel.